Hey, what's up, everybody? It is 2:35 p.m., 3/10 on March 10, 2010. And as you can see, I just got this in the mail today. Just went outside about 15 minutes ago and got it out of the mailbox. It is issue 210, and this is the start of my new 12 to 13 issue subscription, which will end with 221, possibly 222. We do not know yet, but it should be another issue after 221. But anyway, what's ironic about this is yesterday I was reading it on YouTube, courtesy of Funny Stuffy, and believe it or not, I got it today, which kind of gives me an idea that maybe when he or she starts posting the comic in scans on YouTube, that I can end up getting it probably the next day or so. But anyway, let me talk about this comic, this issue. It is a very good issue, very good second to final part of the saga. A lot of things have really come out to play, if you will. Now, for some people that look at this cover here and wonder what happened to the prototype cover, why that wasn't used. Well, guess what? You open up the page and you get the prototype cover. That's right, you get the prototype cover right there. As you can see, you get it right there inside, and it gives you an explanation saying that the Iron Dominion has won. Now, basically, we kind of continue off where the first 5 preview pages gave us. Basically, this 5 pages give us the preview pages, and basically Jeffrey's come in and helping Amy and Antoine and heading to the tree stump, basically, the bunker, and Jeffrey kind of comments that it's sort of very nice, very nostalgic, if you know what he means. Basically nostalgic and nice, going back to the days of the early comics. Now they go in there, of course, and they check on with Bunny, and Bunny says everybody that she's gotten word from Vector that the group of refugees are safely on the island and doing fine. And Amy lets them know we're doing fine and that they found Jeffrey. And Jeffrey's kind of questioning Bunny, like, why haven't I seen you on the front lines? And she has to basically explain she's the liability right now to the team, because of the Iron Queen's techno magic. And all of a sudden Nicole shows up, and although Jeffrey is still trying to catch up on what's going on, he does know, however, that Nicole has been compromised. But it takes Amy to explain it's okay, it's all right, it's fine. Basically it takes Amy to explain it's okay, it's fine, it's all right, everything's cool. She's on our side. In fact, she's been on our side for a while. And basically, she's a hologram. What's a bullet or a bolt going to do to her? And basically, Jeffrey has to apologize for that, which Nicole accepts. Amy explains that Nicole has been sort of a big help to them, and everything. Nicole says she tries, but then as she tells them, yeah, I tried. Basically, Nicole then gives them the bad news that everybody, that let me see this again. Oh yeah, she's basically giving them the bad news that they're moving the prisoners into the Colosseum to be legionized in public. Now, Bunny's shocked by this. She says, my stars. Antoine says, mon Dieu. And Amy, she's, it's like, that's sick. And you don't ever hear those two, that wording right there, that's sick, in the Sonic comic book. You don't really hear that. Now Jeffrey asked Amy, is that like being, roboticized? And she said, no, it's not. Basically, she tells them, no, it's not. What they're doing is they're taking people, turning them into cyborgs, brainwashing them, and sending them to the dark region chapters of the world. Now Antoine does tell Jeffrey that they haven't done it to many of the people, and then Bunny continues that by saying, people. What Antoine says, as you can probably see here, I don't think you can. But Antoine basically says they haven't done it to many of the people, but, and then Bunny kind of finishes off by saying, with the chaotic surrounding Angel Island, half the freedom fighters away, and the rest of the citizens in hiding, we can't save everyone. And Jeffrey says, and Jeffrey's like, right, because he understands. And then Amy decides, okay, we got no time to waste. Antoine, Jeffrey, let's go rescue them. Let's go to the Coliseum. Now, Jeffrey's a little reluctant at first, but Amy questions, well, and Jeffrey's like, all right, let's go. So anyway, then suddenly we go to the detention hall where, Snively once again is visiting his uncle because his uncle is summoning him. And Lena Daw wants to know, why do you keep doing it? Don't you understand the guy's completely lost it? What's the point of going? And Snively says, well, I just so enjoy seeing him pathetic and helpless. And Lena Daw, I guess, concurs with that because of what she did to her grandfather. She says, well, that makes sense. I'm going to go check on the next sector. Anyway, Snively is walking down, saying to himself, and to think basically, acting all big and bad, thinking, saying to himself, I used to be scared of this guy, and, I'm not anymore, and, just seeing him locked away and able to see him eye to eye in his state makes me feel 10 feet, and then all of a sudden, bam, as he goes up to the chamber, as he goes up to where Robotnik is, Robotnik's not, like he was before. He's standing there, and Snively's got this reaction like, tall? Like he can't believe what he's seeing. And then Robotnik basically goes on to tell Snively that he's figured it all out. He's figured out that the reason he can't beat Sonic is because Sonic is unpredictable. Is the unpredictable. He basically goes on this like little rant. I don't know if you could read that, but he basically goes on this little rant here, or explanation, I should say. He goes on this little explanation, if you will, of why he can't beat Sonic, because Sonic is basically the embodiment of chaos. But now that he's figured that out, he could properly plan for him and proceed. And he asks them to let him out, so they can get back to work and get it done. But Snively just laughs him off. And the reason he laughs him off is because, well, here you go. Snively basically is telling him, basically asking, let you out? And, he acknowledges, so what if, basically then he acknowledges, so what if you found a way back from insanity? I'm not letting you out of there. And, of course, Robotnik's not happy about this. And Snively goes on to say, I've got everything now, Uncle. I've got power. I've got authority. I even found love. Love, and he calls him a fat fool. And he goes on to ask, why would I want to go back? Basically, he goes on to ask, why would I want to go back to being your assistant? Sonic's out of the city. I'm with Regina. I've never been happier. Why would I want that to change? And then Robotnik laughs him off in exchange and basically tells him the Iron Queen. He laughs Snively off after Snively tells him this and says, you deluded little twerp. And little twerp. Robotnik goes on to tell Snively, tells him, Regina's doesn't love you. She's a manipulator. She's played you for herself. And you can't love because the only person you love is yourself. And that basically when the time comes, you'll save yourself before you even think about saving you. She's just a stepping stone. And basically he's just telling Snively, you've only fooled overall, he's just telling Snively, because I don't want to read too much into this, he basically tells Snively, you've only fooled yourself into believing you love her, and she loves you. And Snively has like a little tear coming out of his eye. It says, all love is real. Basically, he's stammering a little bit, saying, no, you're wrong. All love is real. Real. You could stay here and rot. And then Robotnik, right down here, is basically telling Snively, laughing him off, saying, you'll be back, Snively, you'll be back. Basically telling Snively, no matter what happens, no matter what the outcome, you'll be back to being my assistant. And I'm trying to turn the page here. So the next page we have at the Coliseum, and I will get to that in part 2.